And hey, real quick, a couple housekeeping items. Let's give it up for the ILFI conference team for putting on such a great conference, bringing us together, working their butts off. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you all. One other quick housekeeping item is, I've been to various conferences over my career, and I've never seen a conference with better bags. I'm a huge bag nerd, and I recognize a good bag when I see it, and you guys are my people. We got Cotopaxi, Mystery Ranch, Go Ruck, Patagonia. Y'all are my people, all right? Today we're talking about story-driven marketing, and I want to say, how many of you, did everybody get a chance to go to the Kendita building? Like, that is an amazing story. That's a perfect example. We've had the privilege of telling the Kendita story through video for the last several years. 5 years before it was finished, we were working in that building, doing construction-related videos, Thomas Concrete, and radio, and Skanska, and then Georgia Tech and Kendita Fund. It's been a pleasure working in that building, and I tell people who haven't been to that building, I tell them, when you gotta go visit this building because it creates a feeling that you didn't know you were missing. And that's what I think the Living Building Challenge accomplishes, is it opens your eyes to what you didn't know you were missing, what things could be. I also want to give a shout out to Diana Blank and the Kendita Fund, because they were my entry point to this industry. But you may not know who I am. So I'm Kendrick Disch, the owner and creative director of Vertical River. And you've probably seen our work if you've seen the Kendita building videos. And we are very proud to have helped the Kendita building message reach an audience around the world. So storytelling, it's a wonderful and powerful tool that you can use every day to help your business grow, to help your organization grow, to increase the impact of the work you're doing. And we're going to get into the reasons that that's true. And we're also going to show you some tips and tricks for using storytelling more effectively in your marketing messaging. But first, what is a story? A story is just a character that wants something but faces an obstacle or a conflict in the path to getting what they want. Let's explore that concept just a little bit. We'll start with a character. Our character is a farmer. She wants to sell produce at the farmer's market. That's her goal. And the obstacle is a flat tire on her truck. So let's build a short story with those three elements. Janelle is a spinach farmer, and on the last good Saturday of the selling season, she got up early to load the truck with fresh spinach. After the truck was loaded, she realized there was a flat tire on the passenger side. The tragic part of this is that she didn't have a spare tire. So what do you think she did? She grabbed as much produce as she could carry and put it in a basket, and she started the long walk to the farmer's market. Now, this is a story that teaches resilience. But what if we change the ending just a little bit? And at the end, we say, and she reaches for her phone, and she calls an Uber. Now we have a fun little commercial for Uber. And I imagine you can picture it. Picture her putting crates of spinach into the frunk of a Tesla. That is a memorable commercial, and it's a story. It works. But do you really need all three of those elements? Let's find out. If we take some out. On the last good Saturday of the selling season, there was a farmer's market, and somewhere within walking distance, there's a truck with a flat tire full of spinach. Is that a story? No, we're missing a character. So how about this? Janelle woke up early and got her spinach loaded onto the truck and drove to the farmer's market on the last good Saturday of the selling season. We have no obstacle. It's just action that happened. So how about this one? Janelle woke up early on a Saturday morning and noticed there was a flat tire on her truck. We have no goal. So you can see without a clear goal, we don't have stakes. There's just no reason to care about the series of facts. So you need all three to make a story. Now, marketing is about getting and keeping attention. So there are a few ingredients to keeping attention you need to know before we continue. And your story needs to do at least one of these three things in order to keep someone's attention: entertain, inspire, or educate. And ideally, it does at least two of these at the same time. And the very best writers, the ones working at the highest levels, they get all three right. If you're just getting started in this, I suggest focusing on getting one right, and then later on you can add a second one, and probably you're doing pretty good if you can get two. So, why stories work for marketing messages? People love stories. Humans have been sitting around campfires for thousands of generations, telling the stories of their people, and these stories serve as both entertainment, but also as a knowledge transference mechanism. We learn from stories, and there's a lot of reasons that this works. Emotional connection. Stories have the ability to evoke emotions in a way that dry facts and figures can't. When consumers feel an emotional connection to a brand's story, they are more likely to remember it, trust the brand, and develop brand loyalty. Relatability. Well-crafted stories allow consumers to see themselves reflected in the narrative, making it easier for them to relate to the brand's message and values. This sense of relatability fosters a deeper connection and increases the likelihood of consumers taking the desired actions. Memorable impact. Our brains are wired to remember stories better than isolated pieces of information. Stories create mental associations and visual imagery that make them more memorable and impactful, increasing the chances of the brand's message sticking with your audience. Shareability. Compelling stories are inherently shareable. When consumers resonate with the brand's story, they are more likely to share it with their networks, amplifying the brand's reach and influence. Trust building. Stories that demonstrate a brand's authenticity, values, and commitment to a cause or a purpose, which is a lot of you guys, that can help build trust with these people you're trying to reach. Trust is a crucial factor in driving people's behavior. People, if you take one thing from this talk, people don't buy things from people they don't trust. Stories are a great way to build trust. As a salesperson, stories help overcome resistance. If you're selling anything, you might want to know this one. Stories have the power to bypass logical barriers and resistance that consumers have toward traditional marketing. By engaging emotions and creating personal connections, stories can effectively persuade consumers and influence behavior. Sensory engagement. Well-crafted stories can engage multiple senses, making the experience far more immersive and memorable. This heightened sensory engagement can lead to stronger emotional connections and a greater likelihood of influencing behavior. In essence, stories tap into the fundamental human need for connection, meaning, and emotional resonance, making them a very powerful tool for driving behavior and building lasting relationships. Okay, so now we know what is a story, we know why storytelling works, but how can you implement it in your own marketing messaging? Craft a compelling brand story. Develop your overarching narrative that captures the essence of your brand, its origins, its values, its mission. Weave this story throughout your marketing campaigns to build your brand authenticity and resonance. Make a brand story and put it on your about page on your website. Believe me, people really do look at your about page. Customer stories and testimonials. Real stories from real customers that are satisfied. These things humanize your brand, and they make your messaging so much more relatable and trustworthy. There's a huge relatability factor with other customers and the problems they face. Stories are a fantastic knowledge transference mechanism, and if a potential customer can see themselves in an existing customer, then that existing customer serves as a proxy. Create content with a narrative arc. Structure your content, your videos, your blog posts, your social media updates with a clear beginning, middle, and end. This narrative format hooks the audience and keeps them engaged. An example of this would be, hey y'all, I came to the Living Future Conference to meet new people and learn about sustainability. But since I'm introverted and a little bit shy, I was concerned and I was nervous. But everyone here has been so great, and it's been even better than expected. And you might be interested to know, here's the things I learned at the Living Futures Conference. That's a great social media post. It has the beginning, the middle, and the end, and it's authentic. You can use stories to evoke emotions through sensory details. Emotional storytelling forges those deep memory associations. Use vivid descriptions and mention feelings, metaphors, and analogies that paint a picture and stir emotions. When I first got up here and I talked about the feelings that the Kendrick building creates. That's what I'm talking about. The language you use can evoke emotion. Personify your brand. Give your brand distinct personality. Your brand can be a character. Voice that customers can't connect with. This humanizes your communications. By weaving storytelling into your marketing materials, you can break through the clutter, foster emotional engagement, and motivate your audience to take the actions you want them to take. So we're a video production company. We think a lot of problems can be solved with video. That's the hammer that we have, and everything looks like a nail. But here's some practical reasons why video is especially well suited as a medium for telling your marketing story. Video has the power to show, not tell. Video is the best platform available besides in person to show people what you mean. Words, they're powerful. Photos are worth 1,000 words. And video is literally more than 1,000 photos. It's inherently a very powerful way to showcase your service or your product. Humans like other humans. That's why we come together for a conference like this. We like talking to each other. We like to see faces. We like to see people experience things. We like seeing relationships. And we like hearing how someone speaks, intonation and tone, cadence and pace. It's amazing how good we are at deciphering meaning from a subtle facial expression. We can learn and we can intuit just by looking at a face. So think about the power of featuring people in your messaging, and video helps you do that really well. Video is great for better and faster information absorption. Some people learn better visually, some people learn better with audio. Video has the advantages of both, and almost everyone can learn faster with video than by reading. So in this crazy information overload digital world, reducing the time it takes to get your message heard, well, that's a big win. So I hope you learned a little something about giving your message a powerful boost in reach and impact. I'm Kendrick Disch, owner of Vertical River. If you need some help with any of this, come find me at the booth. Thanks for the time today.